The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act was passed on November 29, 1975 by President Gerald Ford. The purpose of this act was to help ensure that all students with disabilities had access to a free, equitable education in the classroom. And even though they had different abilities and weren't as able as other students in terms of being deaf, blind, emotionally disturbed, or other disabilities, they still should have the right to an equal and promising education just like everyone else. So before this act was passed, many children were denied access to education and opportunities to learn. An example of this can be from the 1960s and 70s, where 1 in 5 students with a disability were educated, and the rest who could either fall under being deaf, blind, emotionally disturbed, or with having an intellectual disability were kind of left behind and not really put at the forefront of education. So what this act really did was lead us towards a more inclusive classroom. Today it's led to more students with disabilities in the classroom, higher expectations for students with disabilities, and more than 62% of children with disabilities are in the classroom, spending 80% or more of their day with the general education classroom. Other services that they receive are intervention services that, if applicable and appropriate, are given, such as push-in, pull-out services for different students. And I will be going over what that looked like for a least restrictive environment in the classroom as well. So having a least restrictive classroom really means being able to integrate students with disabilities into the general education classroom so that they get as many opportunities and at-bats to interact not only with academic content, but also with social emotional learning with students in their classes. Students in the general education classroom with supports can include supports throughout with a tutor, aid, assistive technology, accommodations, and modifications. So this is really integration, but also supporting within the inclusive classroom. These are another 2 examples of what the classroom could look like for a least restrictive environment. For a special education classroom with a specialized program for instruction, students might feel a little bit singled out about why they're in this class, and I know most schools have kind of drifted away from that instead of having students have this one special education class.